we remain very concerned about the fact that the narrative in India is a narrative which probably has very little to do with reality. And the narrative is based on an antiquated method of looking at GDP, which all advanced countries have abandoned 30 years ago. And almost every emerging market country of reasonable size, Brazil, China, etc., have abandoned 10 years back. If you look at OIA year-on-year numbers, then yes, India grew 20% this year, but that has 20% last quarter. That has nothing to do with reality. This was the quarter in which Delta variant had its biggest impact. If you look at the way in which other countries actually do measure growth, which is sequential quarterly growth, when we say US is growing at 5%, we mean that US is growing 5% on a quarterly basis, Then this quarter, last quarter, second calendar year, first quarter of the fiscal year, India growth was minus 23% quarter on quarter. The massive V-shaped recovery that took place did take place. It took place in the third quarter of 21, fourth quarter of 21, first quarter of 21, of 20 and first quarter of 21. India's V-shaped recovery has overdone. There is no V-shaped recovery that is happening. And this entire narrative that we are looking at a V-shaped recovery essentially becomes very problematic if you're also basing policies on that. Because, it doesn't really matter whether I think it's a V-shaped recovery or not. What matters is whether the government policies are being framed based on that. And I think that the wrong narrative is pushing the government towards adopting wrong policies, particularly on the fiscal front. That India chose not to provide income support in last fiscal. India chose not to provide income support in this fiscal year. India instead chose to do infrastructure spending as a way of providing support to the economy. If I look at where is the biggest damage in the economy, it is the likely massive and extensive damage to households' balance sheets and to SME balance sheet, not the listed companies' balance sheet. They're doing wonderfully. It is there where the impact is going to be, and we are not seeing the impact because of generosity of the RBI in extending forbearance. But one day that forbearance will go away. One day we will see that. And my fear is that the lack of income support 2 straight years is going to be directly or indirectly, partly responsible at least for a potentially large permanent scarring that can take place in Indian balance sheet, and that is going to hamper medium-term growth significantly. So that's where my worry is.